Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Chat Flow. I'm Melissa, and I'm really happy you are here with us today.
And I'm Mark. It's wonderful to have you with us again. Maybe you were listening while drinking coffee, driving to work, exercising, or simply relaxing at home. Wherever you are, thank you for choosing to spend this time with us.
We hope you can enjoy today's conversation and learn some useful English naturally just by listening.
Today, we are talking about something that affects almost everyone. Our topic is time management.
This is an important subject because many people often say the same thing: I don't have enough time.
Yes, we hear that sentence everywhere. Students say it, parents say it, workers say it, even retired people sometimes say it.
It is interesting because every person has exactly 24 hours in one day.
The hours are the same for everyone, but the way we use them can be very different.
Today, we are going to explore that idea together using clear and natural English for B1 to B2 learners.
We will explain useful vocabulary, share personal experiences, and have a relaxed conversation that sounds like real everyday English.
Remember, you do not need to understand every single word.
Just stay with the conversation. Try to understand the main ideas. Your listening skills become stronger little by little.
Before we begin, we want to ask you a simple question.
Think about this while you listen. What activity takes most of your time every day?
Maybe it is your job.
Maybe it is school or university.
Maybe you spend a lot of time looking after your family.
Or maybe you are surprised when you realize how much time you spend looking at your phone.
That has definitely happened to me. Me too.
It is amazing how quickly a few minutes can disappear.
That is why being aware of your time is so important.
Awareness simply means noticing what is really happening.
Many people believe they only spend a few minutes on social media.
But when they actually measure it, they discover they spend much longer.
The same thing happens with television.
Or online shopping.
Or reading random articles that have nothing to do with your original plan.
Sometimes curiosity takes us on a very long journey.
Curiosity is wonderful, but it needs balance.
Balance is another important word for today's episode.
Balance means giving enough attention to different parts of your life.
Work is important.
Family is important.
Health is important.
Learning is important.
Friends are important too.
When one area takes all of our time, the others often become weaker.
That is why many people feel stressed.
Stress can appear when there are too many responsibilities and not enough time or energy.
Everyone experiences stress sometimes.
The goal is not to remove all stress forever.
The goal is to manage it in a healthier way.
Let's talk about a simple example. Imagine two students preparing for the same exam.
The first student studies for 30 minutes every day during the month.
The second student waits until the night before the exam and studies for 6 hours without stopping.
Which student do you think will feel calmer?
Probably the first one.
I agree.
Small daily effort often creates more confidence than one very long session.
This idea is useful in many areas of life.
It works for learning languages.
It works for exercise.
It even works for keeping your home clean.
Cleaning one room for 10 minutes each day often feels easier than cleaning the whole house in one afternoon.
Definitely. Whenever I leave everything until Saturday, I immediately regret my decision. I think many listeners are smiling because they know that feeling very well.
Time management is often less about finding more hours and more about using the hours we already have wisely.
That simple idea can completely change the way we think about our daily lives.
And once we begin paying attention to how we spend our time, we often discover that small changes can make a surprisingly big difference.
Let's continue by talking about something that many people experience every day. They feel busy from morning until night, but when the day ends, they wonder, what did I actually finish?
I think that question surprises many people because being busy and being productive are not always the same thing.
Exactly. Busy means that many things are happening, but productive means that you are making progress towards something important.
That is a very useful difference to understand.
Imagine spending 3 hours answering messages, checking notifications, and moving between different tasks.
You may feel tired at the end, but you may not feel satisfied.
Now imagine spending just one focused hour on your most important project.
Even though it is less time, you might feel happier because you completed something meaningful.
That is why many experts suggest choosing your most important task before your day becomes busy.
Some people even write down the 3 most important things they want to finish that day.
I like that idea because it makes the day feel clear instead of confusing.
Melissa, do you usually make a to-do list?
Yes, I do, but I learned something important over the years.
What did you learn?
My list used to be much too long.
Really?
Yes, I wrote 20 different tasks and expected myself to finish everything.
That sounds ambitious.
It was, but it also made me feel disappointed almost every evening.
Because there were still many unfinished tasks?
Exactly. Even after a productive day, I looked at the list and only noticed what I did not finish.
I think many listeners have experienced that feeling.
Now I prefer shorter lists with realistic goals.
That sounds much healthier.
If I finish everything, I feel encouraged.
And if you have extra time, you can always do more.
Exactly. Finishing a realistic plan often gives you more motivation.
Motivation is another interesting word.
Yes, motivation is the feeling that gives you energy to begin or continue doing something.
The problem is that motivation changes.
Some mornings you wake up feeling excited.
Other mornings, you want to stay in bed for another hour.
That is completely normal.
Successful people are not motivated every single day.
They simply build routines that help them continue even when motivation is low.
A routine is something you do regularly in the same way.
For example, maybe every morning after breakfast, you study English for 15 minutes.
After repeating that habit for many weeks, it begins to feel natural.
You spend less energy deciding what to do because the decision has already been made.
That saves mental energy.
Speaking of energy, I think people sometimes forget that managing time also means managing energy.
That's a great point.
Have you ever tried to do difficult work late at night when you were already exhausted?
Yes, and it usually takes me twice as long.
The same thing happens to me.
Sometimes we blame ourselves, but the real problem is simply that our brain is tired.
Everyone has different times during the day when they feel most alert.
Some people enjoy working early in the morning.
Others become more creative in the afternoon or evening.
Understanding your natural rhythm can help you plan your day more wisely.
If you know you have the most energy at 9 in the morning, maybe that's the best time for your hardest task.
And perhaps you can answer emails later when your energy is lower.
Exactly. Not every task requires the same level of concentration.
Concentration means giving your full attention to one thing.
Unfortunately, concentration has become more difficult for many people.
Because there are so many interruptions.
Your phone rings.
A message appears.
Someone asks you a question.
Then you remember something else you forgot to do.
Before you know it, your attention has moved in 5 different directions.
It almost feels like your brain is jumping from one place to another.
That is why some people choose to work without checking their phone for a short period.
Even 15 or 20 minutes of uninterrupted focus can produce excellent results.
I tried that recently.
How did it go?
At first, I wanted to check my phone every few minutes.
That sounds familiar.
But after a while, I became deeply focused on my work.
And how did you feel afterward?
Honestly, I finished faster than I expected, and I felt much less stressed.
That's a great example of how protecting your attention can improve your productivity.
Another useful habit is learning to say no sometimes,
That can be difficult.
especially if you want everyone to be happy.
Many people agree to every request because they don't want to disappoint others.
But every time you say yes to one thing, you are also saying no to something else.
That's an interesting way to think about it.
If you agree to every meeting, every invitation, and every extra task, you may have very little time left for your own priorities.
Of course, helping people is important,
Absolutely.
but good time management also means protecting time for your own responsibilities.
It's all about finding a healthy balance.
Melissa, I have another question.
Go ahead.
What is one small habit that has helped you manage your time better?
Mine is preparing the next day before I go to bed.
What do you usually prepare?
I choose my clothes, write tomorrow's most important tasks, and make sure everything I need is ready.
That sounds simple, but I imagine it saves a lot of time the next morning.
It really does. Instead of making many small decisions after waking up, I can begin the day calmly.
I like that idea because mornings often feel rushed.
Exactly. Small preparation today can remove unnecessary stress tomorrow.
My habit is a little different.
I'd love to hear it.
Every time I finish a task, I spend 1 minute putting everything back in its proper place.
So your desk stays organized.
Most of the time, yes. It's much easier to start working when I don't have to search for papers, notebooks, or my headphones.
That's another great reminder that good time management is often built from small daily habits rather than big dramatic changes.
Little improvements may seem unimportant at first, but when they're repeated consistently, they can completely change the way we use our time every single day.
We have talked about habits, routines, distractions, and productivity. Before we finish today's conversation, let's spend some time talking about mindset, because the way we think about time can completely change the way we live.
I agree. Sometimes the biggest challenge is not a lack of time, but the way we react when things do not go according to plan.
Exactly. Many people create a perfect schedule, but then something unexpected happens.
Maybe a meeting takes longer than expected.
Maybe a child gets sick.
Maybe traffic is worse than usual.
Or maybe you simply wake up feeling tired and unable to concentrate.
All of these situations are part of normal life.
The problem begins when people think one difficult day means they have completely failed.
But one difficult day does not destroy months of good habits.
That is such an important idea.
Instead of saying everything is ruined, you can simply ask yourself, what is the next small step?
That question brings your attention back to the present.
We cannot change yesterday,
We cannot control everything that will happen tomorrow.
but we can usually choose one useful action right now.
Mark, have you ever had a day where nothing seemed to go as planned?
More times than I can count.
What usually happens?
Sometimes I create a careful schedule in the morning, and before lunchtime, almost everything is changed.
How do you deal with that now?
Years ago, I became frustrated very quickly.
And today?
Today, I try to adjust my plan instead of fighting reality.
That sounds much more peaceful.
I remind myself that flexibility is also an important skill.
Flexibility means being able to adapt when situations change.
Exactly. Good time management is not about controlling every minute.
It is about making good decisions even when life becomes unpredictable.
That way of thinking has reduced my stress a lot.
I have experienced something similar.
Really?
Yes, I used to compare myself with other people all the time.
Social media often makes that easier to do.
It does. You see someone learning a new language, someone starting a business, someone running a marathon, and someone traveling around the world.
Suddenly, you feel as if everyone else is moving faster than you.
But we only see a small part of other people's lives.
That is true.
We do not see their difficult days, their mistakes, or the hard work behind their success.
Comparing your daily life with someone else's best moments is usually unfair.
It is much healthier to compare yourself with the person you were 6 months ago.
Then you can notice your own progress.
Progress is not always dramatic.
Sometimes it's very quiet.
Maybe today you organize organize your work a little better.
Maybe you spend 10 fewer minutes scrolling through your phone.
Maybe you finally finish a task that you postponed for several weeks.
Those small victories matter.
They slowly build confidence.
Confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself.
I really like that sentence.
Thank you.
Let's review some useful vocabulary from today's conversation.
Great idea.
Our first word is productive.
Productive means using your time to achieve something useful or meaningful.
For example, I had a productive morning because I finished my report.
Our next word is routine.
A routine is something you do regularly in the same order.
For example, reading for 20 minutes is part of my evening routine.
Another useful word is priority.
Priority is the most important thing that deserves your attention first.
You could say, my priority this week is preparing for my English exam.
We also used the word flexibility.
Flexibility means being willing and able to change your plans when necessary.
Life becomes much easier when we are flexible.
Another important word is concentration.
Concentration means giving your full attention to one activity.
For example, I need a quiet place so I can improve my concentration.
We also talked about balance.
Balance means giving enough time and attention to different parts of your life.
Work is important, but so are health, family, friends, and rest.
Finally, we used the word consistent.
Consistent means doing something regularly over a long period.
You do not need to be perfect.
You simply need to keep going.
Before we finish, we want to leave you with one final question.
Think about your answer quietly.
If you had one extra free hour every day, how would you use it?
Would you learn a new skill?
Would you read more books?
Would you spend more time with your family?
Or would you finally begin a project that you have been thinking about for a long time?
Whatever your answer is, remember that meaningful change usually begins with small actions.
You do not need to completely change your life tomorrow morning.
Even improving one habit can make your days feel calmer and more organized.
Time is one of the few things we can never get back.
That's why using it wisely is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves.
We hope today's conversation has given you some useful ideas and some useful English expressions that you can use in your own conversations.
If you enjoyed this episode, try using some of today's vocabulary in your daily life.
You can also write a comment introducing yourself.
Tell us your name, where you're from, and one time management habit that has helped you become more organized.
We always enjoy reading your comments and hearing about your experiences.
Thank you for relaxing, listening, and learning English with us today.
Remember, good time management is not about doing everything. It's about spending your time on what truly matters.
Take care of yourself, keep practicing your English, make good use of your time, and we'll see you in the next episode of English Chat Flow.